if two women bought or two men bought a house next to me, I got nothing wrong with your lifestyle, per se, but you can't get married.
Everything's changed in this country over time. So I think that it's picked up some speed, but it's exactly what this country is supposed to be about.
5 or 10 years ago, you wouldn't have heard those kind of comments when we're talking about same-sex marriage, or for that matter, gay rights broadly. But in what feels like a blink of an eye, at least on the political landscape, everything about this debate has changed. The questions now are why and what happens next. And, you know, I go back to Senator Portman's comments. Now, as we all know, the Republican from Ohio, he changed his position on it. His son came out as gay to him. In fact, he had an editorial his son did, I guess, in the Yale paper. You can read for yourselves. But the point that Portman makes, I want to read this comment here, and I think this is the roadmap if conservatives are smart to listen. He said, "We conservatives believe in personal liberty and minimal government interference in people's lives. We also consider the family unit to be the fundamental building block of society." He goes on to say, "We should encourage people to make long-term commitments to each other and build families so as to foster strong, stable communities and promote personal responsibility." From a math standpoint, looking at how the generational issues, and somebody talked about they were at CPAC, they couldn't find one young person under the age of 35 who doesn't believe that there should be rights at CPAC, okay? There seems to be an inevitability with this. Does the party cross their fingers in a perverse way and say, please, let the Supreme Court, you know, just do the full Monty on this thing and go all the way and legalize it as the law of the land? I thought you'd like that. My point is, does the at the RNC right now, do they hope the Supreme Court takes this issue away from the political landscape and just makes it the law of the land?
First, I hope so. But it is remarkable, the change that's taking place. And it's a healthy change. Mm-hmm. You know, if you want strong families, two is better than one. It's harder for a single mom or a single dad to raise a kid. If you got two helping out, it makes a world of difference.
Do you agree with Karl Rove that the party might change enough so that a potential Republican presidential candidate might come out in favor of same-sex marriage? There are a lot of voters in the Republican Party who aren't there.
The answer is yes, yes, yes.
Wow. You know, Dominic, I saw something today. Think about it. What we talked in this show in the last, I don't know how many days. Don't ask, don't tell goes away. I don't hear anybody complaining about this anymore, right? The Offensive Marriage Act, we're talking about this. The Supreme Court's going to be looking at this. Gay marriage in New York, it went by in a blink of the eye here, and while it cost some, I think, some pretty brave lawmakers on the Republican side their jobs here, nonetheless, people aren't talking about that anymore. We hear that an NFL player, an active NFL player, may come out in the next 2 months.
Well, you know, the NFL submitted a brief against Prop 8 and against DOMA.
That's right. I even forgot. Yeah. Can you remember an issue that you've covered that moved this much, this fast?
Excellent question. The answer is no. It has been rapid fire movement on the issue of gay marriage. And my personal belief is that it's good for the country. I don't understand what the big deal is. If we decide we want to get married and we love each other and we want to have benefits the same way everyone else does, me and you.
You're picking up the tab, by the way. Yeah.
Why? I'm not good enough.
We're going to be a very poor couple if that's
you're
the
about
case.
You're about the third person on that side of the table that Dominic's trying to marry himself off to, so don't feel too special.
That's the slippery slope argument, the polygamy argument.
We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us.